Welcome to Spitbucket. We're here in Marlborough again, not quite such a bright and shiny day. Jeremy McKenzie of Villa Maria. Welcome to Spitbucket.
Thank you, Ken. Thanks for having us.
Pleasure. You're going to take us through Marlborough Savvy.
Okay, for sure. Yes, so I suppose starting with the Villa Maria private bin, 2010. So our most readily available wine throughout the world, and a very important wine for us in the Australian market. Sells extremely well and is always well received.
We better have a crack at
For
this
sure.
one.
Okay.
Put those. I suppose we should put that at the back. This is 010.
So this is 2010.
Yep.
Private bin Sauvignon Blanc.
And it's more in the sort of the tropical. It's not that sort of herbal, grassy extreme.
No, there is quite a bit of arbitrary fruit in there, but it is a real fruit salad mix of flavours. You know, it's definitely in the dry spectrum, but it's a very approachable, very consistent style. I mean, this wine in particular, tell you, you know, how good it is in terms of value for money and price point. It was New Zealand's best white wine buyer of the year by Michael Cooper. Got 90 points in Spectator, won the Perth Wine Trophy. So for a entry Sauvignon, it's a great value wine.
So what are we talking about in Australia?
So in terms of price point, so that would be $18.
Okay.
$15 to $18.
And just while we're doing the price, get them out of the way.
More probably 24, and then 30.
Okay, and the Pinot Gris at the end?
About the same, 24, so it's on the same
we'll put
tier
that one there for the
as the Cell Selection Sauvignon.
Okay. But very clean and fresh.
Yeah, very, very clean, very pure. Nice array of flavours.
You know, we're getting wet. Cut, Clive, cut. Can we move in a bit? Or well, I don't want to sit in the rain. Okay, we better move on again.
For sure.
Short costume change. Well, if you're going to put us in the rain, what do you expect?
Got to enjoy this great Marlborough weather.
And I've discovered in the break that we are with New Zealand's version of Bear Grylls, what the name is. You're telling us about you're off hunting tonight, but no guns or anything. Knives and dogs chasing pigs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, hunting's obviously a passion, as we seen last night with dinner.
We ate some of the results last night, which was fantastic. But,
yeah, so definitely we use a lot of local produce for cooking, and I catch a lot of the wild game, whether it's wild boar or venison, and obviously make my own sausages and that sort of thing as well. And we had them last night, and you're still looking
absolutely
perky today.
Can you take Clive out at, all night in the rain filming this? Apparently not. Righto, moving on.
Okay, so yeah, onto the Wairau Reserve.
Yep.
2010 Sauvignon Blanc. So in terms of, once again, looking at sub-region, it's 3 key vineyards in the heavier soils of the Wairau.
It's still got a bit of that sort of herbal pea pod.
Yeah, for sure. But then I suppose it's more complex nose. It's a bit funkier on the nose. But in terms of the palate structure, more textural, richer wine.
It's certainly textural, yeah.
And sees about 6 months of lees aging. So looking for more of that component. And often we use some old barrel in there as well to give it that texture.
There's a sort of almost a sour note on the finish, which not as a negative term, but just that it's got that sort of puckering, plenty of acidity right at the finish. So you certainly know you're drinking it.
Absolutely, and very, very good food wine. A lot of sommeliers.
I mean, that one's much more simple and fresh at the finish. But that one's got that complexity and difference.
And length and concentration. Even after you've finished drinking it, you can still have those flavours quite impacting on the palate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they're a really interesting trio because they're so different.
For sure, and I think it showcases the different sub-regional notes, and which is important for people to see. Okay, shifting on to the Villa Maria Cellar Selection Sauvignon Blanc 2010.
And this is the Awatea material.
So this has got a larger proportion of Awatea material in it. So in terms of that, There's quite a number of company vineyards that we've got out in the Aotearoa, particularly Graham Vineyard and Taylor's Pass Vineyard, which give some amazing parcels of Sauvignon year in, year out. So got that mixed with some Wairau parcels as well, but definitely more a concentrated style.
Pea pod, herbal. It's a totally different
For sure.
style,
The black currant leaf, the tomato stalk sort of character.
Anybody who says, "Oh, I just like Marlborough Savvy," it's such a spectrum that.
For sure, and I think that's good to have a look through 3 different styles of Sauvignon as well. So sort of showcasing the sub-regions of Marlborough. Cool.
You've got another white for us. I mean, you have squillions of different wines from all around the country, but we're just doing Marlborough today.
Doing a snapshot.
The Pinot Gris.
So yeah, the 2010 Pinot Gris. So in terms of this wine, quite a lot of Aotearoa Valley fruit in here, so giving it a nice minerality, very perfumed wine, but also utilising some old barrel for this, and that's the old barrel components are wild ferment, so looking for complexity there, as well as your typical pear dropped apple spice characters, but in a drier style, so which people find quite appealing.
It's got more texture and richness and concentration, and then certainly when you smell it, you don't perceive that that's going to follow quite to that extent. But there's plenty there, isn't it? That's a fantastic trio of Savvies and a really interesting Pinot Gris. Jeremy, thank you so much for coming on Spitbucket.
No worries.
We're getting you back very shortly to have a look at local Pinots. Any questions you've got about the different regions or Pinot Gris or Savvy from Marlborough, please shoot them in. We'll pass them on. And remember, we spit so you don't have to.